what really does happen when people tells you to hang in there. And this is what I received last week in one of the videos, a comment. And this video was, I was talking about, I was scammed, I was fraud this past 2 years because of the energy that I observed from another person. And I got a comment. I know the person might be, good intention, but he or she asked me to hang in there. And this just brings me want to talk about and bring this topic on this episode about words have power. And when someone tells you to hang in there, what is that supposed to mean? It really reflects their perception of themselves and project their maybe survival mode onto you. And even though I'm sharing something, not so bright or positive, but I don't label it as anything. Maybe at the moment I was a little bit, shocked. But a lot of times when we go through something or went through something, situation, what we call a life situation, it's actually just maybe a change is coming on its way. And that's why there's some life situation happens. And usually these is just a reflection of your past assumptions, and that it's projecting, out in your reality. And I learned this not to label it, not to pay too much attention to it. You just be the observer and just observe as is. And you don't label it, you don't put any good or bad energy onto it. You just witness and just be aware of it. And that's the best way to go through anything, contrary if you label as bad or negative. And when someone asks you to be hanging there, a kind of, like I mentioned, it's like a survival mode. You don't want to just hang in there. You want to just let it flow, because a lot of time we hold on to a lot of energy within ourselves, and it's negative energy, and we have to let the energy flow like water. And if you don't, it's gonna the bad energy or negative energy is gonna trap inside of you. And I know it's kind of hard these days, especially what's happening this past week or two, and a lot of things going on. And I do understand. And I want to share a little quick personal story. Also a shorts that I was sharing about from a episode about sharing AI. And I was talking about AI. We can make AI videos look so real right now that you can't even tell if it's real or not. That shorts on Instagram that I repurposed got silenced. It's so strange. It just got silenced right after Charlie Kirk's assassination. And it's so bizarre because somehow it fits the timeline. Once again, I don't have any negative energy. I was just like, oh, okay. Then they must, whatever I say, it must be true, and they want to shut me down, right? And so, and after that, I started receiving, meaning I started having different videos that on my feeds. I mentioned, I don't know if you guys had seen this episode that I mentioned. A lot of time that I had a thought or I had a question, and many times that a video will pop up in my reality to answer those questions. And just like this example, I kind of, not understand this, why they have to silence that video, and then they start showing me the answers, it started showing me the assassination might be staged, and a lot of things doesn't add up, including the suspect, including all the narrative. It just looks so staged. And there's also a lot of signatures from the Freemason. You know, that I talk about numerology. If you guys remember, next to Charlie's, there's a table and there's a lot of hats that I think he's giving away or selling. Has a 47 on it. Yeah. So I don't want to go too deep in this Charlie Kirk, because again, I don't want to label it. I don't want to give too much attention to it, because I know this is manifest by our collective conscious, and the the other entity or the elites knew about feeding us with fear, monger fear energy. That's how they can gain their power and gain their control. So I don't want to go into that rabbit hole. So just note, if you experience anything negative or because of this news, this event, that you feel overwhelming, just step back, unplug all the technology, and just meditate, journaling, and walk into the nature. And that way you'll quiet your mind. And once you quiet your mind, everything will be fine. And you will notice this is just a life situation. So thank you again for watching or listening. And if you're thinking that you have a friend or somebody you know that need to hear this, please share this episode with them. And don't forget, please subscribe, like, and hit that notification button. If you're on YouTube, if you're on audio platform, please follow and write me a review. Until next time, be safe and peace.